This is Salt Flats by David Bates. That's Bates. He's an American artist who was born in 1952 and is still alive. Salt Flats was created in 1993. Bates was born in Dallas, Texas, where he still lives and works. He is a sculptor and printmaker as well as a painter. He studied both at Southern Methodist University in Dallas and in New York. His work shows the influences of his study of art history and classical traditions and of his interest in folk art. He paints a variety of subjects, many inspired by the land and people of the Gulf Coast. The thick black outlines in this image around the figures, the boat, even the moon in the background, are characteristic of Bates' very individual style. He paints with broad, flat areas of color. Different colors are used instead of gradual shading to show three-dimensional form. For example, look at the way patches of grays and greens on white shirts give shape to the bodies of these men. The artist simplifies figures and objects, creating them with loose, rough brushstrokes and leaving out details. In parts of this work, the paint is so thin that the texture of the canvas shows clearly. Other parts, like the moon, are created with very thick paints that stand out from the surface. The chunky rectangle shapes Bates uses show strength and dignity. This nighttime fishing scene is flooded with light. The moon, with its thick, bright paint, dark outline, and pale halo, quickly draws our attention. It sends a path of white light across the water to the fishermen. Thick curves of paint around the lanterns the men hold make us feel we could almost touch the light. The lanterns spread a warm yellow glow on the water around the boat. This carefully balanced composition is based on the strong diagonal line formed by the boat. The diagonal arrangement lets the boat and fishermen fill the entire image. It focuses our attention on the men and their activity instead of on their setting. It is balanced by the vertical line formed by the man standing in the front of the boat and the moonlight and moon behind him. That line adds stability to the composition and also leads us into the background. It gives a feeling of depth and distance to the scene.